Na die 1996 Oscar-bekroonde film Shine weet almal wie David Helfgott is. Sy inspirerende verhaal oor 'n man wat 'n geestesversteuring oorkom het om weer musiek te maak is een wat tot baie mense spreek. David se finale toer van Suid-Afrika begin môre aand in Pretoria en ons gesels nou met hierdie wêreldberoemde Australiese pianis se vrou Gillian oor die toer. Welcome, Gillian.
Thank you very much.
Why would this be David's final tour in South Africa?
Well, you know, David has played in over 40 countries around the world, and as the years are creeping up on both of us, we've had to plan ahead as to which countries we feel we can get back to within the next few years. So this is actually the beginning of him saying we won't be coming back to this particular country for performances, but I certainly hope we can come back as tourists.
Absolutely. It is a far way to travel.
It is, yes, the flight, but I must say the South African Airways flight last night, or the night before, was one of the best flights I've ever been on, so I give that airline a huge tick.
That's fantastic to hear. What has his and your experiences, previous experiences in South Africa been when he toured here before?
Oh, look, we love this country just so much. The warmth of the audiences, there've been such lovely spontaneity coming from them, the beauty of the countryside, and of course David adores cheetahs. They're his favourite animal, and so we've been fortunate to go to a number of safari parks, and that is an experience to remember.
You mentioned that the audiences are warm. Does that differ from other countries?
Most countries, the audiences are very warm. Some of them sort of clap with their gloves on type of thing, but most of them cheer and stand up. But David had his 60th birthday in the Linda Auditorium, where he's playing on Sunday afternoon. And that was, you know, there was 1,000 people standing up singing happy birthday to him. You don't, and Louis had organised this huge cake with 60 on it, and you don't forget those experiences.
Absolutely not. Do you find these tours, I suppose they are very tiring for the two of you?
They keep you on your toes, and I'm older than David. He never runs out of energy, the little pest. He just has so much enthusiasm for his music. But overall, we're looked after so well. We're in such nice hotels that it's not as bad as it sounds. And we really have enjoyed our life. We feel we're amazingly privileged to have the riches that we do in visiting so many different countries.
Now, what I find interesting, Gillian, is that you yourself are an astrologer and numerologist, and you've published 2 books.
Yes.
Tell me a bit more about that.
Well, I wrote Love You to Bits and Pieces, Life with David Helfgott, because when Shine was released, the director, Scott Hicks, rang me from the Sundance Festival and said everyone is, you know, clamouring to know more about David. And so I sat down and wrote the book, which was a huge seller because it coincided with the world tour. And then I've had a long gap, and just last year I thought, I've had my little turtle book in the back of my mind. It's based on ancient Chinese numerology, but the difference is it includes the 0. And most numerologists say, oh, ignore the 0, it has no value. I tell you what, if you add some zeros after a 1, it looks much better on your bank statement.
Absolutely. Have you always been, is that what you've been doing all your life, an astrologer?
Since I gained my diploma in 1977, and so that has been my career. But once I fell in love with David, and, you know, I was a good astrologer, and he has such extraordinary talent, so it didn't take me long to work out where to put my energy.
Do you believe your connection was fate?
Absolutely. And all the astrologer friends kept saying, come on, have you met him yet? When I was touring around, and then he arrived, and it wasn't quite the package I envisaged, but I think we make a great couple. He's got all the wonderful creativity and warmth, and humanity in him, and I've got the practicality to get him to, well, the television on time.
Yeah. How long have you been together now?
We just had our 29th wedding anniversary, and he says we're going to be together forever and ever, and I think he's right, and not many people have that certainty in a relationship, but we've had an extraordinary life, and Shine changed it so much for the better in most areas. So I just think to have found the love of my life at this stage was very fortuitous.
A lovely story. Now back to the concert. How long is the concert, and where will David be performing?
Well, he's performing in Pretoria at Eunice.
Pretoria, Unisa?
Yes, Unisa.
And you mentioned the Linda Auditorium here in
Yes, the
Johannesburg?
Linda Auditorium. And then he's playing in down in Bloemfontein.
Bloemfontein?
And I believe that is the Rose City, is that right?
Yes, it's called the Rose City.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's on the 11th.
11th.
He'll be performing there. And then in Cape Town, at the beautiful City Hall, he has 2 concerts there on the 14th and 15th. And tickets are available at CompuTicket, but also there would be seats available at the door if you can't make up your mind until the last minute.
Fantastic to hear. Thank you so much for coming. Dit was Gillian Helfgott en ons het gesels oor David Helfgott se Farewell SA tour.